as a society becomes more gender equal, violence against women diminishes. That's a well-known axiom in domestic violence. But one of the things you were talking about was as a society becomes more gender equal, violence by women increases.
Yeah, and data on that comes from one of your countrymen, John Archer. He did a really impressive cross-cultural study where he looked at domestic violence measures. I think he had 52 countries. And he found that as women's socioeconomic power increased, violence towards women decreased, violence by women increased. Here's something that nobody can explain. When you get up to a point of 0.67, where women's power is roughly 2/3 of men's power, from that point on, they're more violent than men are. And nobody really knows how to explain that.
I've heard it described as the millennial shift. I'm going to read some data out to you. The percentage of men and women who used pressure to force sexual contact, men of the boomer generation and Gen X, it was 5.9%. And for women, it was 3.1%. And then for the millennial generation, it dropped for men to 4.1%. And for women, it went up to 7.9%. So it's actually crossed over. Percentage of men and women who used emotional coercion in post-refusal sexual persistence. For boomer men and Gen X men, it went from 28.4% down to 19%. For women, it went from 7% up to 13.8%. So it's also intergenerational. We're seeing that same phenomenon where it seems like millennial women are far more likely to try and coerce sexual intercourse than Gen X or boomer women.